everyone. Welcome to our Friday meditation session. Tonight's schedule, we'll be practicing a guided sitting meditation for 30 minutes, followed by a precept recitation, and afterwards we'll hear Dharma talk given by Thai, the abbot. And so to begin, we invite you to find yourself a comfortable posture. If you're sitting on a chair or on a bench, you can place both your feet on the ground or on top of the cushion. Your back is upright, not leaning against the back of the wall or the back of the chair. If you're sitting on a mat or on a cushion, try to sit at least 1/3 or half of the cushion. Both your knees are touching the mat or the ground. Your back is upright. Relax your shoulders. Your hands can be placed on your lap or on your knees. Your head should be upright, not looking far too up, nor looking far too down. You may like to close your eyes, and if you feel a bit sleepy, you can open your eyes halfway, focusing on the tip of your nose or at the ground. Keep a light smile on your face. Let go of any tension you may be holding in your body and let it flow out into the floor. Relax your whole body. Once you establish your posture, we invite you to bring your attention to your breathing. Become aware with your in-breath as you breathe in, and become aware of your out-breath as you breathe out. In, out. There's no need to extend or shorten our breathing. If you know that you have a long breath, then let it be a long breath. If you know that you have a short breath, then let it be a short breath. Your breath is your friend. It is your anchor that we can come back to. It is not your enemy or your foe. And sometimes we have forgotten and we have lost touch with our breath. So by taking this time to reconnect with our breath, we allow our body and our mind to be at ease and still. We don't need to think about anything else. Nothing. We don't have to think about the past or worry about the future. But bring ourselves back in the present moment. To be seated in this very moment. To be with our breath. To be with the community, sitting here, cultivating the energy of mindfulness. And if perhaps a thought, or perhaps you hear a noise around you, we can simply acknowledge that thought, that sound that is there. We simply recognize it, invite it in, let it stay, and let it go. And we turn back to our breathing. There's no need to pretend or push that thought, that sound, but simply acknowledge that it is there and let it go. If you have a difficulty in following your breathing, you can place your hand on your abdomen and follow the rise and fall of your abdomen each time you breathe in and out. Another way is that you can count your breaths. Each time you breathe in and out, you count to yourself 1. In, out, 2. Continue to count all the way up to 10 and start over again. If during the session you start to feel some pain in your legs, please feel free to readjust your posture. And as you readjust your posture, try to maintain your concentration, your mindfulness. Don't try to sit through the pain. During the session, I'll be reading a few phrases, and in those phrases, there are some keywords that you can use to help you follow your breathing. And so we'll begin our meditation by listening to 3 sounds of the bell, followed by the guided meditation. Breathing in, I become aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I become aware of my out-breath. In-breath, out-breath. Breathing in, my in-breath grows deep. Breathing out, my out-breath goes slowly, deep, slow. Breathing in and become aware of my whole body. Breathing out, I relax my whole body. Aware of my body, relaxing my body. Breathing in, my mind is settled. Breathing out, I smile. Settled, smiling. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, I enjoy that this is a wonderful moment. Present moment, wonderful moment. So dear friends, you can open your eyes, release, and massage your legs. So dear friends, after this we'll have the next activity will be precept recitation. So those who are sitting on cushions, in front of you there is some sheet paper. You can take one copy for yourself, or you perhaps share amongst your neighbor if you do not have enough copies. And you can also listen to the recitation as well. So what this is once a month, the community would recite these 5 mindfulness trainings. And these 5 mindfulness trainings are simply guidelines for as a practitioner, or as a monastic, as individuals, to help improve a way of living through not killing, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, not lying, and being mindful on our consumption. And so as we will begin soon, I will read the introduction followed by the mindfulness trainings. So please follow along and listen to each of the 5 mindfulness trainings. And we can also learn and practice these 5 mindfulness trainings in our daily life as well. So I invite the community, we will listen to 3 sounds of the bell, followed by the recitation. Dear noble community, this is the moment when we enjoy reciting the 5 mindfulness trainings together. The 5 mindfulness trainings represent the Buddha's vision for global spirituality and ethic. They are a concrete expression of the Buddha's teachings on the 4 noble truths in the Noble Eightfold Path, the path of right understanding and true love, leading to healing, transformation, and happiness for ourselves and for the world. To practice the 5 mindfulness trainings is to cultivate the insight of interbeing, or right view, which can remove all discrimination, intolerance, anger, fear, and despair. If we live according to the 5 mindfulness trainings, we are already on the path of a bodhisattva. Knowing we are on that path, we are not lost in confusion about our life in the present or in fears about the future. Please listen to each mindfulness training with a serene mind, breathe mindfully, and answer yes silently every time you see that you made an effort to study, practice, and observe the mindfulness training read. The first mindfulness training, reverence for life. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I'm committed to cultivating the insight of interbeing and compassion and learning ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I am determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to support any act of killing in the world, in my thinking, or in my way of life. Seeing that harmful actions arise from anger, fear, greed, and intolerance, which in turn come from dualistic, and discriminative thinking. I will cultivate openness, non-discrimination, and non-attachment to views in order to transform violence, fanaticism, and dogmatism in myself and in the world. This is the first of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Have you made an effort to study, practice, and observe it during the past months? The second mindfulness training, true happiness. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I am committed to practicing generosity in my thinking, speaking, and acting. I am determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others, and I will share my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in need. I will practice looking deeply to see that the happiness and suffering of others are not separate from my own happiness and suffering, that true happiness is not possible without understanding and compassion, and that running after wealth, fame, power, and sensual pleasures can bring much suffering and despair. I am aware that happiness depends on my mental attitude and not on external conditions, and that I can live happily in the present moment simply by remembering that I already have more than enough conditions to be happy. I am committed to practicing right livelihood so that I can help reduce the suffering of living beings on earth and stop contributing to climate change. This is the second of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Have you made an effort to study, practice, and observe it during the past months? The third mindfulness training, true love. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I am committed to cultivating responsibility and learning ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. Knowing that sexual desire is not love, and that sexual activity motivated by craving always harms myself as well as others. I am determined not to engage in sexual relations without true love and a deep long-term commitment made known to my family and friends. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. Seeing that body and mind are one, I am committed to learning appropriate ways to take care of my sexual energy and cultivating loving kindness, compassion, joy, and inclusiveness, which are the 4 basic elements of true love, for my greater happiness and the greater happiness of others. Practicing true love, we know that we will continue beautifully into the future. This is the third of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Have you made an effort to study, practice, and observe it during the past months? The 4th mindfulness training, loving speech and deep listening. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I am committed to cultivating loving speech and compassionate listening in order to relieve suffering and to promote reconciliation and peace in myself and among other people, ethnic and religious groups and nations. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I am committed to speaking truthfully, using words that inspire confidence, joy, and hope. When anger is manifesting in me, I am determined not to speak. I will practice mindful breathing and walking in order to recognize and to look deeply into my anger. I know that the roots of anger can be found in my wrong perceptions and lack of understanding of the suffering in myself and in the other person. I will speak and listen in a way that can help myself and the other person to transform suffering and see the way out of difficult situations. I am determined not to spread news that I do not know to be certain, and not to utter words that can cause division or discord. I will practice right diligence to nourish my capacity for understanding, love, joy, and inclusiveness, and gradually transform anger, violence, and fear that lie deep in my consciousness. This is the fourth of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Have you made an effort to study, practice, and observe it during the past months? The 5th mindfulness training, nourishment and healing. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful consumption, I am committed to cultivating good health, both physical and mental, for myself, my family, and my society, by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. I will practice looking deeply into how I consume the 4 kinds of nutriments, namely edible foods, sense impressions, volition, and consciousness. I am determined not to gamble or to use alcohol, drugs, or any other products which contain toxins such as certain websites, electronic games, TV programs, films, magazines, books, and conversations. I will practice coming back to the present moment, to be in touch with the refreshing, healing, and nourishing elements in me and around me, not letting regrets and sorrow drag me back into the past, nor letting anxieties, fear, or craving pull me out of the present moment. I am determined not to try to cover up loneliness, anxiety, or other suffering by losing myself in consumption. I will contemplate interbeing and consume in a way that preserves peace, joy, and well-being in my body and consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family, my society, and the earth. This is the 5th of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Have you made an effort to study, practice, and observe it during the past months? Brothers and sisters, we have recited 5 mindfulness trainings, the foundation of happiness for the individual, the family, and society. We should recite them regularly so that our study and practice of the mindfulness trainings can deepen day by day. Dear friends, we invite you to release and massage your legs. So dear friends, with the next sound small bell, we'll stand up and join our palms together to welcome Thai.
Dear brothers and sisters, let's enjoy one sound of the bell before we begin our session. Good evening, my brothers, sisters, and friends. Today is September the 13th, the year of 2024. Welcome back to our Friday meditation session. So how have you been? Good? I haven't been with the Sangha quite long due to my busy schedule. And we also have a long summer break. And today I'm very happy because I'm able to make it, because I'm home today when our class begins. The young brothers request that I should be with the Sangha this evening, and I'm very happy to accept the invitation. Because first of all, I can see back many of you, and also this is the first day that we begin our session again after a summer break. And I'm very happy that you just finished your meditation and also the precept recitation. In the Buddhist practice, we call mindfulness trainings. We like to use this term more than rules or law, because these are something we try our best to practice in order to maintain our environment that we live in. Just like when we have a clean house, we should regularly clean the house, because that's the only way to keep your house nice and fresh. If you see it's clean and you're lazy to clean, and then the messy will begin. So the mind is the same. We need to do something with the mind daily in order to help our mind stay calm, solid. A few days ago, I met a family who was very suffer because they lost their loved one. And many difficulties happened in the family. And they blame the Buddha. They say, I don't know about this, but my parents, they practice this. And I thought that they do the prayer regularly. So that means the Buddha should bless them. Why the Buddha took my loved one? Why the Buddha took away my dad, my sister, my auntie? And we lost our job, and our family fell in a very sorrow situations. And I said that because you did not understand enough why we come to Buddhist practice. Prayer doesn't mean we worship the Buddha. We ask for help. But we regularly review what the Buddha taught about the true facts of life. The true facts of life is there is coming and then going. There is anything composed as a foam. One day that will become formless. If you understand the truth of life, your mind will be more stable. Anything happen to you, you are not that suffer. You may sad, but you are not suffer. You sad because, something that beside us, with us now is no longer. But after that, we go back to our roots. We can take refuge in our wisdom, our insight, to understand this is the truth of life. No one accepts it. So when we regularly practice meditation, we keep our mind in a solidity situation. And then this helps us, can see things, can accept things, and can let go and continue. Anything that's nice, but we need to regularly take care so we can keep that. For example, if we have the plant, we bought the plant from the store, look very beautiful and very fresh. But when you bring home, you still need to continue to take care. Otherwise, your plant will die. They look so beautiful at the store. That's why you buy it. But when you have the plant, you still need to learn how to take care for the plant or the flower or anything we have. So when we do the recitation, that means to help us, to remind us, this is something we need to practice. Nothing can happen without our investment. We cannot have any income if we have no investment. And even you invest, you still need to follow your investment and take care for your investment and do something so to make your investment become strong and can bring you more benefit. So that's why the question is, when you come to the practice, and why the word practice is so important in our tradition? Because we need to do this regularly in order to help everything maintain in a good condition. We have a building, we need to do some maintenance. Everything needs maintenance. Even that building just built, brand new, you still keep it maintenance. A car, anything. So same as our mind. We need to find the right environment to dwell in. Sometimes you go to work, and your workplace is not a good environment, but because of a job, you must accept it and learn to adapt. But after 8 hours, you go home. You know that you step in a new environment, and this is a peaceful environment. You can make it because it's yours home. Your home. You can do something to make this environment become a good environment to help you to stay overnight, to gain back your energy, to relax yourself so tomorrow you come back, you can have enough energy to accept another day. So your workplace is your homework. Your workplace is your homework. And now what is your homework? How to adapt with the environment, with the people, with the place which is not healthy. Sometimes we don't feel well. So in order to protect us and to protect the others, we wear the mask. So the mask not only protect you, but also protect the others. So when you practice, it's protect yourself and protect your loved one. Why? Because once you protect yourself, you don't do anything wrong, you don't say anything wrong. You also already protect your loved one without angry, without suffer. So you know that once you do the real practice, you benefit two sides, yourself and your loved one. So when you're angry, You do not continue to stay in that environment. You find a place to walk out. Not because you scare. Oh, you scare me? Or not because you underestimate that person. Just because you want to save an environment, the communication, the relationship. So when we keep quiet, when we're angry, it saves a lot. Just like you save a lot of things. There was a boy. One day he back home from school, and he looked at his mom, and he found that his mom looked very, very beautiful. She's smiling, she laughed, and she talked. And he said, "Oh, mommy, today you look so beautiful." And the mother asked, "Hey, why you said that today?" "Oh, because today you're not angry." The answer very simple. It's come from a true heart of a young boy. Because usually what he see, an anger face of his mom. But today he doesn't see that. He see the smiling. So that means he tell her the truth. And we know that once the inside of us feel comfortable and at peace, your outlook also like that. Because the outlook depends on your inside. When you have a lot of worries, it shows your worries. You panic, your anxiety, you're not normal. But when you're at peace, you look different. Just like when you stand up in the front of many people, you trust yourself that you're able to talk in the public. And you stand with 100 people but look like no one there. Your words so smooth, everything goes smoothly, and you clearly express your feelings. But when you are not enough trust, and then you forgot everything you prepare. And sometimes your words are not smoothly as you prepared earlier. So we need the solidity within us by the meditation practice. This is not to turn us to become a saint, a Buddha, but this helps us to become a real mindfulness living being. We are a being, but we should learn how to be a real one, because that will come naturally, right inside, by the way you look, by the way you talk, based on what you think. What you think, that will bring you to your words, will bring you to the action. So people can tell who you are by action and by words. And words and action come from where? Come from the mind. So once the mind is not at ease, is not kind, your words are not kind, your action also not kind. So we dwelling, go back to ourselves daily. So that's why every day in the Mahayana tradition, every day when they do the chanting, before they finish the chanting, they have the last chant. I take refuge in the Buddha within me. I take refuge in the Dharma within me. Because you take the book, you bow the statue of the Buddha, that's only outside. The statue, the book, and the community. But you should know that the Buddha, the teachings, and the harmony within us. Your harmony just symbolized by the community. But everyone in here, we should live with harmony and mindfulness, so we can come together as a strong community with harmony and awareness. That's why in the Buddhist practice, the word Sangha stands for a community with more than 4 people. If less than 4, cannot call a community, cannot call a Sangha. A Sangha must be 4 people more, from 4 or more. But these 4, even you have 4 together, and then you can call yourself a Sangha, a community, that is only the quantity, the number. But what are these 4 doing? Are they living in harmony and awareness? If yes, and they are the real Sangha. They are the qualified Sangha. So the last chant, every day, before we finish the chanting, we chant, I take refuge in the Buddha within myself. Or I go back to recognize the Buddha within me. I go back to recognize the Dharma within me. Dharma means the teachings, the way. Dharma means understanding and love. So the quality of understanding and love already within us. Now we need to cultivate that. So sometimes we face the environment which is not healthy. Do not disappoint it. Do not feel, oh, I hate this. But we should learn, this is my homework. Because I have learned a lot about patience, about understanding and love. And so somebody, if they come to me with that, not that environment, not that energy, how can I deal, how can I face, how can I embrace and overcome? You cannot just learn without any quiz, without any challenge, without any contest, without any exam. You need a lot. So every day when things come, if that doesn't make we feel pleasure, and we have another word to help us to take it easily, oh, this is my homework. This is my another difficulty question for me. If we do 1 + 1, 2 + 2, it's that simple. But when you learn math, there are more difficulties question. Same as English. When we first come to Canada, we learn ESL. What's your name? How are you? But when you go to high school, that is not in your booklet anymore. You have to read a lot. You have to write an essay. You must read a novel. You must do a lot more. So when you do an English test, not only speaking, writing, reading, listening. So even only in English, you still have 4 things to learn and to do a test. Not only to speak, you also learn to listen. Not only speaking and listening, you also learn reading and doing your homework. So a place where we dwell in is also important. Try to clean the environment daily. So that's why in Buddhist practice, sometimes you see a monk who hold a glass of water, and he used the flower to spray around. So we call blessing ceremony. But what is that in real meaning? We are cleansing the dust, cleansing the negative environment, and to turn this into the environment of pure, of fresh. So when I talked to that family, then I said, sometimes you turn on your laptop, your computer, to use it for a while, and then it's freezing. Don't throw your laptop and computer. You just need to refresh, turn off, reset, and then you can find some of the file no longer used. You can delete, and your laptop will be okay. Sometimes you need to clean a lot of history. You delete, and that will make your laptop easier. And in here, sometimes we need to delete. We need to refresh and reset. So when you come to a mindfulness day, it's the day for you to reset. When you come to a session like this, it's a time for you to refresh. After a whole week of working, dealing, now we come here and sit down, no more dealing. Nothing else we need to worry, just relax and enjoy our breath. I just taught a young boy about how to healing his anxiety. And I asked him to put his hand on his pulse and close your eyes and follow. Do you see that you are breathing, you living? And then when he pay attention to that, he calm. And then we can do that when we, this is a temporary method, instruction to help, just like instant noodle. Sometimes we need a quick instruction to heal something that really need in that moment. So find a place and cleansing the environment. So in our daily life, we not only need a place to stay, we also need someone to socialize. That's why we're looking for a friend. So first of all, what do? We need, I need a place. No matter how big, but we still need accommodation. So that means every day we know that one of the happiness that we have a place to stay in. And remember, that place, that environment symbolize for your healthy condition that you stay in. For example, I used to enjoy and share with the monks about the temple, the monastery. We have a place to stay called monastery. We have teacher who always beside us, direct us, and give us guidance. We have brothers and sisters who are always around us to keep us, in a cozy family. And we do have instruction of the practice. We do have food for the mind, food for the body. That is happy enough. It's a very pleasure, a very fortunate that we can live as a monastic. Because most of your time you invest for your learning, your practice, and your helping. You are not only living for yourself. And we don't have any particular one person to attach, but we have so many people around to share and to help. Our life open, our mind open. That man, he eats every day to keep him in a healthy condition, just to help his wife, his family. But as a monk, he still eats the same, but he not taking care for one wife, or one husband, or one child. But he have so many people around him. Same meal, but one benefit a particular family, and one can benefit a lot of people. So daily life, we need a place. And we need people that can teach us, can share, can talk. And I told that do not wait until you can find a person who you can trust 100% to share everything about you. Now you can split, you can divide. Oh, I can talk to this person about my school. I can talk to this person about my part-time job. I can talk to this person about my relationship. Now, all your difficulties have someone to take care. If you wait until to find a person who can listen to you every single thing, it's too difficult, right? Now, but I think in your friends, you can find somebody can help you different parts. Do so. And then you find more easy. Life is not that tough. And you have more trust about life. You have more energy about life. You did not disappointed about life, and you do not feel lost because you don't have no direction. I believe that in this, some of you have enough capacity to listen to something of your friend. So you can be a bodhisattva of listening deeply to something that people say. They say too many things, you cannot take it, but you can take one thing. Just like when we have a potluck. One person cannot cook so many dishes. But when we call potluck, everyone can bring one dish, easy. Try to take care of one thing of your friend, of your loved one. And by that way, you also don't feel that you are useless. You don't do anything to help your loved one. You can help your loved one within your capacity, which you feel comfortable with that. Oh, I can talk to my brother about his school. Sister, you talk to him about his relationship. So we have someone to help. And then that person feel that they can share different part of life. Just like when you do grocery, when you buy food, vegetable, you go this area. When you buy some kitchen equipments, you go a different area. Same store, but different area where you can find everything you need. And I feel that way. And I share with many families that way. And everybody have a job. They don't feel that they cannot help they cannot help the family when they're in a suffer. You still can help if you have the intent to help. Do not say that, oh, I have nothing to do. I don't have anything to do. I don't see anything to do. If you want to work and you want to do, always there are things for you to do. I don't know why. Anywhere I go, I still see things that I need to do. Just like today when I step in the door, so many slippers around. So I have to take every single one, put them in a pair and put back on the shelf. 5 minutes later, that stairway clean. But you know, that area not clean even few hours. Because people just up and down, they don't see anything to do. But when you really want to help to do something very small right in front of you. So the practicing here is, do we have the intent to help? That's why we have a bodhisattva. A term called bodhisattva means the one who always to try to live for all the beings. Bodhisattva means the one who really want to live for others. who really have the intent to help the others. So we have Bodhisattva called no retire. We go to work and we have retire. But as a Bodhisattva, you never retire. Yesterday, I attended a funeral. And when a driver bring me back from the funeral home, and we talked, and I said, "Oh, how long have you worked for this funeral home?" He said, "Oh, I worked here for many years, and I retire." I said, "Yeah, I know. How do you know?" "I know you retire, but you feel that you still can help. That's why you come back to your workplace and do volunteering. You still can do it to keep you busy, to keep you have something to do, you to refresh yourself and to bring you out, to make you your life more meaningful." Even they retire, but they are not that old. They are not that cannot do anything. They still can do something. Just they age, but they still can do a lot of things. So, the place, the people. And I try to share with you how can we help others. I'm sure some of you can do something for others. Within your capacity, do it. And then one day you need somebody to talk about your part. Find somebody that's able to help you on that part, ask for. So you do something for others, you ask something from others. To balancing. And then in that way, we feel that we do have something to do. And then one day, we also need something to ask for help. In that way, to help you to understand that you're still human, you still need help, but you still can offer your help. And you're not only asking for help, but you also can help. And this is the beautiful of life. And we can see the energy of our practice. We can see things clearly. In one of sometime in Buddhist, they bring the Buddha statue and they place outdoor. And there is a technique when they set up the statues. Usually we feel that all the statues were facing outside. But how come sometimes you go to a temple, you can see one statue, they face this way, another statue stand down there and facing this way. Why is that? And that means you look and you listen. So if you have traveled to some temple and you see some temple, they set the statue in that way. Some statue direct out to the temple, and then they set the statue down there and reflect back. Life is not only look, sometimes we go back and listen. When you are sitting like this, you close your eyes or you look down, you follow your breath, and then you realize many things happen in that moment. Oh my goodness, my mind wander a lot. You can listen, you can see your mind, how fast they run. So we go back to see things within us. Your feelings, your body, your mind, your mental formations. Anything arise, you clear, you know it. But now, in this moment, when your mind wander, you recognize, you go back, let go, and go back to your conscious breathing. In the past, we just follow them. Now we know, and we are not allowed that wonder mind to continue anymore. We try to bring that back. So we need to look, but we also need to listen. Look back to yourself, listen to yourself. Look back to yourself, listen to others. Look back to others, listen to others. Sometimes you look at them, not enough. You need to listen to them. Just like a doctor. Open your eyes. Can you sleep? Can you eat? How was you sleeping? They look at you, but they need to ask you questions. Let me hear your lung. He put in the ear and he listened. See, the doctor do things, listen, asking, and what happened? Looking. And then three of that combined. I have asked the patient. I have looked at him. I have listened to his breath. Now I can tell what's wrong with him. You see that? Daily life, we do the same. Do not judge people just by looking. Not enough. We need to listen to them. We need to hear them. Sometimes they did that, but they must have a reason. Try to find out why they said that. So once you see clearly, you listen clearly, you can have the right thought. So once you have the right thought, you also have the right speech. You don't speak wrong about people. You speak truthfully about someone when you see and you have talked to. And that is instruction of mindfulness. So why we are here for? Just to learn all of that. We are not here to worship a saint called Buddha. We're not here to worship a holy person called Buddha. We are here to listen to the Buddha, to receive his message, and we apply. When you listen, you also have the right to choose what appropriate for you to practice, what's not yet. If the Buddha said, oh, once you shave your head, just like you shave off all your afflictions. Yeah, I heard that, but sorry, I cannot do it now. I still love my hair. I know, once you shave your head, symbolize your shave off your afflictions. It's a symbol. I know that. Oh, I wish I can do that, but sorry, not now. See, even very simple thing, but we know it's not yet to do it. But I can do something else. Oh, I can learn that shaving your head symbolize for shave off your afflictions. It's not as good as you shave your afflictions within yourself. Shaving your head is only the outside. But take off the afflictions within yourself is more important than. I cannot do this, but I can do it the other way. I cannot become a monastic, but I can live as a monastic. I cannot become a monk, but I can live as a monk. I will learn to speak like a monk, think like a monk, and behave like a monk. Better than someone have the form of a monk, but they don't speak like a monk. They don't live like a monk, and they don't think like a monk. And sometimes I'm teasing with my young young monks. Oh, you are the monk, but I am monkey. Wondering a lot. So that means you direct your mind. Do not just focus to something difficulties. You know, life have many directions. But if you direct this way, you don't feel comfortable, turn around. Just like you driving, you don't trust this road that you drive is the right one or not. Don't look similar like you used to go to. You have the right to stop and look back at your map, check your address, anything to help you to inform this is the right or not. It's to turn around and find another direction. A lot of people who have worries. And instead of that, I ask them to do some prostrations or writing books. I ask the community, when you're reading book, and if there is some statement, some quotes that you really love it, write that down in your notebook. Collect all of that as your own notebook and call that, this is my Bible. And then you can write a few words in there for your son, for your daughter, or for someone you love. I don't have anything for you. I just have this because this book helped me a lot in my life. These quotes, these statements help me a lot when I am not in a good mood. So I want to present this to you. I have asked a lot of seniors to do this, parents to do this for their children. You may leave back a lot of access for your son, to your daughter, but do not forget to have something to direct their wisdom, their mind. I believe when you are reading books, a lot of things beautifully that you can collect and put down in that book, and that is your own Bible. When you're angry, you look at that, oh, this helped me a lot to overcome my anger. And then, you know, this is a very reality Bible. It's yours. You know what's wrong with you. You know what you need. That's why you find that. That helps you. So direct your mind. And because of that, you can direct your mind. You have people around you to help and to receive their help. And you have a good environment. And that is very fortunate. That is a merit. So we're able to cultivate merits daily by speaking, by thinking, and by action. In Vietnamese tradition, when we have a meal, we used to have 3 dishes: vegetable, soup, and something salty that we can eat with the rice. That is a very regular meal for Vietnamese. Every day they should have a soup, some stir-fried vegetables or raw vegetable, and something salty so they can eat together. And I said, oh, that is a very regular and basic meal for Vietnamese. And how about us? Do we have a regular behave to treat our loved one? Your speaking, your thinking, and your action. These are very basic things we should cultivate daily in this social life. Sometimes we don't have pleasure words for each other. Sometimes we don't have a pleasure action or even a pleasure thought. Oh, I hate that. Every time you see that person, you only have one word, I hate him. And that becomes a really hate. I told my novices, if any one of you say something bad to your brothers, if I heard that, someone told me, and I will inform, and that is you really do it, or you said that, I will ask you to write 1,000 words opposite with the word you said. For example, if you say to your brother, you stupid, and I will ask you to write down, you clever, you smart. I don't do anything. I just ask you to write 1,000 positive words opposite of your negative words. And I told him, when you go to school, your teacher will teach you some songs, some poems. Sometimes you I not completely understand the poem or the song, but they know this is a good song, a good poem. They ask you to read and to memorize. Some word you said, even you don't understand, but that is a good words. You should regularly chant, because that will help you to improve yourself daily. That's the way. And that is the practice. So today, when we come back after a summer break, I have the opportunity to meet the Sangha again. And I want to remind about the practice. I just want to inform and remind. When you sitting meditation, doesn't mean you become the Buddha, but you are the Buddha. Why? Because the Buddha already within us. Now we just need to make this flourish. We don't need to become anything, just be who we are in a very beautiful way. Actually, we are very kind, just because we are in touch with the environment which is not kind. That's why we turn a little bit unkind. But if you come back and sit calmly down, you go back to your kindness. Right? We're very active, but when you are like this, you're no more active because you're sitting. So the more you practice, the more you go back to yourself and become your real one. You are very kind, we are very gentle, we are very mindful, just because of the environment. We're not like that. So in the Mahayana text, they say the mind have two kinds. The pure or the impure. We all have the pure mind. It's what's impure just because we in touch. But once you calm down, and that slowly vanish. We don't need to do something to detach. Just when you go back, and everything will go in their own position. So the mind is only one, and that is the pure mind. But when we're not pure, because people, environments, the way we do, affect. But now we just go back, and everything go back to normal. Just like when you see the COVID time, everybody stay home. Outside, no more noisy. Why? Because we all need to go back inside. So there is a quote in the monastery. The way to go out is the way to get in. So when you can go back to your inside, that is the best way to go out of suffering, out of your temper, because you're able to go back inside. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your practice. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And I believe that next Friday we will have another guest monk who come from Plum Village. And he will have another Dharma talk with the Sangha next Friday. And I believe you will receive a lot of good message from Thầy Pháp Lữ. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for your listening. Please stretch out your legs and massage your legs before we stand up. Thầy vừa tạm có announcement. Yeah.
So, dear respected Thai, dear noble community, just have some announcements to make. So, as Thai had mentioned, next week we'll be welcoming one of our guest monks from Plum Village, Thầy Pháp Lữ. So we invite the community to attend and to listen to our guest monks' teaching next week. And as well, on next Saturday, on September 21st, we'll have our Day of Mindfulness here in the Trúc Lâm Monastery. So for those who don't know, a Day of Mindfulness is a day we dedicate that day for a whole day of practice, starting from 9 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. And the schedule will be sitting meditation, walking, eating mindfully, total relaxation, and Dharma talk. So we'll have more details later on that day and next Friday. So thank you everyone for being here tonight, and wish you have a wonderful week. So with the next sound, the small bell, we'll stand up and join our palms. We'll bow to Thai and we'll bow to the altar. So thank you, dear friends. Please give us a hand by leaving the mats and cushions as it is, as we'll set up for the next activity for tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. And with the sheets, please also gather the mindful training sheets. For those who want to copy, you can also take